Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're diving into the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, I won't dwell too much on the preseason because, let's be honest, it wasn't the greatest showing. The offense managed to get into field goal range but fell short on third down. Mahomes faced some pressure and was looking for Rashid Rice, but overall, it just didn't click. That said, I'm really excited about the Chiefs this season. I think they're going to be way better than last year. Last season, their offense was just okay. They struggled with receivers getting open, catching the ball, and running the right routes. Mahomes didn't seem to be having as much fun as usual, which might sound odd since they won the Super Bowl, but there's a noticeable difference in his energy now during camp and preseason. The addition of Hollywood Brown is a big deal. He had a solid catch for 11 yards in this game. Plus, Xavier is proving to be electric. Not only can he track and catch the football, but he's also been sharpening his route running. Just this morning, as I'm recording this on Wednesday, Worthy shook off a defender with a killer comeback route. This offense could be scary good. Justyn Ross had a couple of nice catches, with one for 23 yards, though a penalty wiped out the other. The tight ends are also stepping up. Noah Gray had a 21-yard catch, and of course we saw Travis Kelce with a 7-yard grab. Speaking of Kelce, I expect the Chiefs to ease up on using him this season to keep him fresh for the playoffs. He's 34, turning 35 in October, and with the Chiefs making deep playoff runs every year, it's wearing on him. Kelce himself has mentioned that he's taking extra care of his body as he ages, so we'll likely see more of Noah Gray, Mecole Hardman Jr., and Jody Fortson playing key roles. Don't be surprised if this offense ends up finishing first in the league. If they make that leap, the rest of the league won't stand a chance. The Chiefs could very well three-peat. Keep an eye on Kadarius Toney, too. He's been getting reps at both running back and receiver, and if he stays healthy, he's going to be a game changer. I'm not as sold on Clyde Edwards-Helaire, though. Honestly, I thought Denerick Prince looked better in the preseason. I've been impressed with how Denerick Prince has looked in camp, even though he's currently the third-string running back. As for the rest of the offensive weapons, I have high hopes for Rashid Rice to have another strong season. Sky Moore, on the other hand, hasn't been all that impressive so far. But let's be real, he's almost certainly making the roster. As a former second-round pick, where you're drafted often plays a big role in sticking around. No one wants to see the 54th overall pick riding the bench, especially since he's only entering his third season. Mecole Hardman is back, though he had a rough moment on a kickoff, where he tried to step back and grab the ball, resulting in a safety. It was a mistake. Once the ball is in the end zone, you can't do that unless you're forced to retrieve it, so that was unfortunate. But aside from that, the offense didn't have much going on in this game. On the defensive side, they gave up some big plays and a lot of yards on the ground. But I'm not too worried about it. The Chiefs are in a league of their own. They've won 2 straight Super Bowls, so you can't just panic because they looked flat in a preseason game. This was more about shaking off the rust after a long season and an intense camp. Andy Reid runs one of the toughest camps in the NFL, no question. It's so challenging that rookies have been known to throw up and admit it's a lot to handle. And that's the point. Reid is testing them physically and, just as importantly, mentally. If you can't handle his camp, how are you supposed to survive a deep playoff run with the Chiefs? When it comes to their schedule, it really doesn't matter how tough it is. The Chiefs will find a way to win double-digit games and take the AFC West. The NFL always gives them challenging schedules because they know those matchups will draw big audiences and big money. Primetime games against elite teams, like the one against the Ravens on Thursday, September 5th at 7:20 p.m. Eastern, are always a huge draw. That's going to be a fun game, a home opener, and a rematch of last season's AFC Championship. That game against the Ravens was in Baltimore, but this time it's at Arrowhead. And if that's not enough, in Week 2, the Chiefs are up against the Cincinnati Bengals. Talk about a tough start. Facing the Ravens and then immediately the Bengals with a healthy Joe Burrow is no easy task. Thankfully, the Chiefs get to play the Bengals at home and early in the season. Joe Burrow in Week 2 won't be the same as Joe Burrow in Week 14, especially since he's coming back from a major injury. In Week 3, the Chiefs hit the road to play the Atlanta Falcons. Then in Week 4, it's off to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Week 5 brings a matchup against the Saints, followed by an early bye week for Kansas City. Coming off the bye, they'll face the San Francisco 49ers. This is the best-case scenario for the Chiefs since it's a road game across the country. Even though the Chiefs haven't had any trouble beating the 49ers with Mahomes, it's always good to be well-rested for a challenging matchup like this. Week 8 is at Las Vegas, and I can bet the Chiefs have that one circled on their calendar after the whole Puppet Mahomes incident. Mahomes even told the media he'll take care of it, and I just don't see the Chiefs losing that game. They're going to treat it like a playoff game. From Week 9 onward, the schedule looks like this: Tampa Bay in Week 9, Denver in Week 10, then Buffalo in Week 11, followed by Carolina in Week 12, Las Vegas again in Week 13, and the Chargers in Week 14. Honestly, Weeks 8 through 14 aren't too bad, with the Bills being the toughest opponent in that stretch. In Week 15, the Chiefs will play Cleveland, then it's Houston at home in Week 16. Week 17 takes them to Pittsburgh, and they close out the regular season in Denver for Week 18. The Chiefs have pretty much dominated the Broncos over the years, so they shouldn't be too worried. The Chargers always put up a tough fight, but the Chiefs usually find a way to win. As for Cleveland, their defense is strong, but until we see Deshaun Watson playing well and staying healthy, I'm not too concerned about the Browns. The Houston game, which falls on December 21st, could be a challenge, especially with the holiday season approaching. Speaking of challenges, there's a weird scheduling situation where the Chiefs are set to play on December 21st and again on December 25th. That's just 4 days apart. It seems like an error, but if it's true, that's a really tight turnaround, especially with potential playoff implications on the line. I doubt the division will be up for grabs, but the race for the AFC's #1 seed might be. Chiefs fans, let me know what you think about that. Playing 2 games in just 4 days sounds crazy. Overall, I'm pumped for the Chiefs this season. I'll be watching and covering all their games for you. I know some people are tired of seeing them win after back-to-back Super Bowls, but one day we'll all appreciate just how elite this team is. To keep doing this year after year in football is nothing short of amazing. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know what you want to see next. If you want more Chiefs videos, I'll know by how this video does. Until next time, take care.